everyone, and welcome back to the Superhero Speak interview series. I haven't done one of these in a little while, so we're easing back in with a returning friend of the show, Michael Oden. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Dave. Thank you so much for having me on. Glad to be here on Superhero Speak.
No worries. So last time we were here, you talked about the Embrace. Now you have the Embrace 2 coming out. Introduction
That
of
is correct.
Strangle.
Yes, sir.
Is that the? I'm assuming by the name. I don't know. But you can tell me that's the villain of the story.
That is our main big bad, absolutely. And you should be able to find out here soon. I believe your book shipped. It should have gotten
cool.
to by now. So
Cool.
that first campaign, that Second Chance Kickstarter, the whole point was we're doing a fast turnaround to get those books out to people for the second book launch. So with the exception of people who got the boxes and the signed metal prints, everything should be good to go. Like, everybody should have their stuff. So very exciting stuff.
Cool. So can you give us a little bit of the Embrace 2? What's the story there?
Yeah, of course. So the Embrace 2 picks up where obviously the Embrace 1 finishes. Clarence and David have been doing the whole night routine of going out and kind of, doing superhero stuff, busting up this gang activity and trying to get closer towards David's murder. And in the meantime, Captain Stone, who is the captain of the Alexandria Police Department that, let Clarence know that they were closing the case in the first book, he's now reopened David's case because there's all this evidence popping up thanks to some vigilante that's going around. And a lot of this evidence is pointing to a one Clarence Griffin. So he's trying to get in touch with Clarence, and Clarence isn't really playing ball. So the big question is Luke Stone going to be a friend or an enemy by the end of the book? And you'll have to find out there.
Well, there you go. Sounds good. All right. So let's I want to talk a little bit about the two big things that happened this weekend, right? There are two major things. So the first thing I'm going to ask, do you see any good movies lately?
I did. I saw Deadpool Wolverine twice this past weekend.
Twice? Yeah. I keep saying I want to go again because you definitely there's a lot going on in that movie.
Yeah. So I went first with my girlfriend on Friday, and then when I got back from my work trip, my dad was like, "Hey, I really want to go see this. Will you come with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So saw it twice.
Okay, I assume you liked it because you saw it twice.
Oh yeah, no, it was a blast. I had a very good time.
Yeah, we loved it too. It definitely comes off as a goodbye to the Fox universe, was fun.
I did enjoy that, but I also think that we're going to see a lot more of those characters than we had expected in the future. Like, obviously Deadpool and Wolverine aren't done, like the way that whole thing is framed. And I swear to God, if we get through Secret Wars and we don't have a comic book accurate fastball special, I'm like, there's going to be. That was literally my only major gripe that I had with Deadpool Wolverine, is that we had comic book accurate Colossus and comic book accurate Wolverine in the same movie. No fastball special.
Yes.
That was like my only gripe. But we can't win them all. But that better freaking happen by the time that Feige decides that he's not going to be using Jackman anymore. Like, that's all I want. I'm a very simple man. That's all I need.
Our one co-host Don is a huge Colossus fan, and his whole thing was you had comic book accurate Colossus and Wolverine in the same room. They didn't even talk to each other.
Yeah, Well, I mean, like they have it at like the very end of the movie, which I do think is
Mhm.
unfortunate. I hope that there's like a special director's cut where like Wolverine and Colossus actually get some dialogue exchange. But I mean, at the end of the day, so long as it happens eventually, I'm fine. Like we even got to see kind of Wolverine Hulk throwdown
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
this, and like that made a whole bunch of us very happy. Um, but like, you know, and sorry to anyone who's watching this as a when this gets posted, because you know it's only been out for a week. But I mean, yeah, that's a small little Easter egg that you get in there. But
uh, it's been out. It'll have been out for like almost a week and a half when this goes up. But
yeah,
I think a week. It'll be a week. But I think it's made so much money. There isn't
yeah,
anyone
no,
who hasn't
like
seen it. Yeah.
people rushed in. I would not be surprised if this movie breaks the Big B. Um, like
Mhm.
which would be crazy because it's an R-rated movie, but like
Right.
between all the people who came back for this, and then just the general positive word of mouth that's been going around about it, I do absolutely think that this has the potential to cross the Big B,
Right. Right. And there was only
especially as an end of summer, like midsummer to end of summer movie.
there was one cameo that really surprised me. There were rumors he was going to be in it, and when it shows up, I was like, "Oh wow!" Um, and I mean, we spoiled it already on our show last night. So anyone who's watching this, who's a fan of the show, knows Wesley Snipes came Blade.
What Wesley Snipes' Blade was a nice surprise. I'm not gonna lie to you. Channing Tatum as Gambit was delightful.
Yes.
Barring a couple of lines where his accent didn't come through, I would love to actually have him get his chance at a Raging Cajun movie. I'd I think that how he handled himself in Deadpool 3 and in Deadpool Wolverine has absolutely shown that he should have gotten the chance to play this character, and the costuming that they had for him was perfect too. And with
Yeah.
Marvel looking at doing the mutants as part of their, you know, phase 5 and beyond, and what have you, this movie was the perfect selling point. And Gambit should be an older member of the X-Men, right? He's a guy that's got a
Yeah.
sordid
True.
past, and what have you. And so he comes in with a whole litany of experience in his own right. Like he's already a master thief and what have you. So like
Right.
having Channing Tatum's actually in a prime position to play this character for the next couple of years at least.
Oh, you got me convinced. And of course, the big news came out of San Diego. And
Yeah.
I'm asking everyone. I'm asking everyone there's
Okay.
opinion on this because it is so mixed. Robert Downey Jr. is back as Doctor Doom.
So this is what's going to make or break this. In the announcement, the Russos were very careful to say that he is playing Victor Von Doom. If
Right.
Robert Downey Jr. is playing Victor Von Doom, I'm all in. If it's, oh, he's going to be an evil variant of Tony Stark, let this multiverse shit die. Like I love the multiverse stuff in the books, but the way that it's been handled in the movies has been so mediocre, barring a couple of exceptions. Just let it go. Like seriously, make him Victor Von Doom. Von Doom, like he's in the mask 3/4 of the time anyway. One.
True.
Two, when he's not in the mask, Victor's supposed to be like disfigured, right?
Right.
Like you shouldn't be able to tell that it's Robert Downey anyway. So like if he is straight up playing Victor Von Doom, and they're building up, you know, Salieri Mozart rival that he has with, you know, Reed Richards and him. Anyone who's seen Oppenheimer knows that Robert Downey Jr. is the right man for the job for that. because that's literally what that is literally his character in Oppenheimer is Victor Von Doom without superpowers.
Right.
Like
Okay.
to Oppenheimer's Reed. Like
Right. My fear with this is the casual fan of the MCU isn't going to get it, and they're going to be confused by it, and it might turn them off.
I would agree with you if it weren't for again, so long as he is in the prosthetics, right? It doesn't really matter. It's the same thing with CGI, right? People were throwing the same kind of fit when Josh Brolin was playing Cable in Deadpool 2 and Thanos in Infinity War. Both performances everyone loved, and they were like, you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. Tony Stark has been dead in the MCU for when did Endgame come out? That came out in like 2017.
I
2017,
think
2018.
2018. I think, yeah. So
Okay, so
yeah,
by
over
the time,
5 years.
Yeah, so by the time Doom, what is it called? By the time the Avengers 5 movie comes out, it will have been almost a decade since Tony Stark died in Endgame.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And so long as he's being Victor Von Doom, I'm all down for it. Because when you have Victor Von Doom, you have a very complex character, not just from the moral standpoint, but how you handle taking him on from a superhero standpoint. Because Victor Von Doom's not your average superhero, supervillain, pardon me.
Right.
He's the sovereign of a nation. And so you
True.
have to tread real freaking careful when dealing with Doom, because you could cause an international incident.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things. That's why people like him as a villain. He's complicated, right?
Yes.
Like it's not as easy as dealing with a street thug. He's the leader of another country, so yeah. And a lot of people like that. That's what I'm saying. He's a lot of people's favorite villain.
Plus, tell me you wouldn't geek out if they set up a Masters of Evil with like RDJ as Victor Von Doom. Like my fan cast for MCU Magneto is Jason Isaacs. Like get Jason Isaacs as Magneto, get freaking RDJ as Victor Von Doom, get we don't need Red Skull. I mean, you've already got what's her name playing Madam Viper. Why am I blanking on her? Seinfeld actress.
Yeah, Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes. So
yeah,
you've already got her as a Madam Viper. You can have her be in. Like you could bring back Zemo for a Masters of Evil. Like, give us some actual freaking, like we have the Avengers. Give us some supervillain teams.
True. It's actually I'm shocked they haven't gone that route yet. Like they've waited this long, because we've had the Avengers the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of crazy to me, because it's like, yo, you guys have the Avengers, but it's like you guys aren't even using some of these guys' best people. Like Thor has been done so dirty since since Thor 1 is my favorite Thor movie. I know that like gets people to turn heads, but I genuinely love Thor 1. But it's like every single time that they've done something since, like, why haven't we gotten Enchantress yet? We got freaking Executioner, but Taika Waititi turned him into a freaking joke. And it's a shame, because you get, when they was like, yeah, Carl Urban's going to be playing Executioner. Like, I went, hell yeah, that's fantastic. Have Carl Urban just be badass Carl Urban, and you've got, like, literally have him play the role of Dredd that he did in the Dredd movie, and then just give him the Executioner haircut and stuff. Golden. Nope, we made him a punchline.
Yes, with his two
And
machine
there,
guns.
yeah, like I just point is, um, there is a lot of good opportunity for that, and it just got dropped. And it's a shame. The past couple of years for Marvel have been very rough because there hasn't been a plan, really. I think
Yeah,
that's probably one of the biggest things is, up until Endgame, there was a straight up, all right, this is the plan, right?
right.
All the directors were in on it. You had people that actually read the books and cared about these characters working on the movies. And then all of a sudden that became a litmus test to not work on these movies, right? Like it just doesn't make sense. Um so but yeah, in terms of how I feel about RDJ playing Doom, it will completely depend on the route that they go with it. If they go, oh, he's evil Tony Stark variant, I'm out. Like that's
Yeah,
you've like a that just screams desperation move to me at that point, and it's not interesting. Everyone's sick and tired of, oh, we're gonna fight the evil version of this character. Guess what, guys?
yeah,
That got played out when you tried it in Secret Empire with Cap, and it came off incredibly irreverent. Like nobody wants to see this, and the only evil Iron Man anybody wants to see is Superior Iron Man, and you guys dropped the ball on that because everyone was convinced Superior Iron Man was going to be in Multiverse of Madness, and he wasn't.
yeah. No, no, I agree. But you, I have been thinking about that. You made a great point. They very careful to say Victor Von Doom. They didn't just say
Yes.
Doom, right?
And they also
They,
didn't say multiverse. They were initially saying multiverse, and then they corrected themselves and said Marvel Cinematic Universe. He is Victor. And so long as
yeah,
he is Victor, I'm good with it. He doesn't even have to be their 616 Victor. We already have confirmation that the Fantastic Four movie doesn't take place in mainstay MCU timeline.
yes,
It takes place in an alternate universe. There you go. It's that freaking simple. RDJ's Victor Von Doom is from that Fantastic Four universe. He tries to one up Reed to follow after him to go do the Galactus showdown, and ends up discovering the multiverse and becomes God Doom to do Secret Wars. It's that freaking easy. You don't need to go and play anything like it. He is a character with so much intensity behind him. You can totally do in media res. Just make Doom Doom. You don't
right.
need to go set him up. We already know he's the head of Latveria. His capital's Doomstat, and you don't mess with Doom. And that's all you need. You just have him show up and
Yeah,
everyone knows who the hell he is.
exactly. Yeah, right. I'm gonna wait till we see some more, until we get a trailer before I pass judgment. But
Really set
I'm
those. Yeah.
but I'm just a little nervous. Like I said, I think I'm just worried about the casual. Yeah,
I think that what it's ultimately going to come down to is it good? Because so
yeah,
long as it's good, no one cares. Like you
very
will
true.
have people complain about casting up the wall. Like people forget when Chris Evans was announced as Captain America,
Hmm.
people were livid. Right? Like
Yeah,
I was livid. I like Captain America is my favorite character, my favorite superhero character of all time.
hmm,
When I found out that he was going to be played by the guy who was in the terrible Fantastic Four movies as Johnny Storm, I
right.
was pissed. Guess what? Chris Evans stole the show of the MCU. The Captain America franchise is the strongest franchise film by film of
Yes.
the early MCU.
No, agreed. Definitely.
Like
Yeah.
guess what? It doesn't matter. Robert Downey Jr. is an actor. You're having him play a role. What matters is, are they doing Tony Stark evil variant, which is stupid, and I hope that they don't do, or are they having Robert Downey Jr. play a legitimate Victor Von Doom? I've got a chip on my shoulder to prove that I'm smarter than Reed Richards, magical tech asshole.
Right.
If they are doing that, I'm all here for it. Robert Downey Jr. is going to crush it. But
All right.
if they're literally just baiting nostalgia by having him come back as an evil Tony Stark to take off his mask at some point, and then all of the Avengers go cry, oh man, what have we done? It's
Right.
Tony. Like, that's stupid, and I hope that that's not the case. It would be incredibly cheap to do, and it would stink of desperation. It's literally, well, we are finally admitting that the past 5 years have sucked, and it's
Right.
our fault for
Yeah.
not having a actual plan and hiring better writers who care about these characters.
Agreed. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about your book.
Yeah.
So it's currently on Indiegogo.
Yes, it is currently on Indiegogo. We are finishing up our first 30 over there. So the way Indiegogo works is that you can extend. So we're at, I think we have a little under 2 weeks left in the first 30 days. We have hit 200% of our funding goal. We are at right around 6,500 at this point. We are $1,000 away from hitting our second stretch goal, which I'm very excited about, and we are 20 backers away from 100.
Wow, that's cool. What is your? I mean, obviously, you're doing well, and congratulations on that. As always, the link for the campaign is in the description below. But so going forward, what plan after this campaign? I assume you'll do 3 and keep going.
Well, so what the plan is right now is, so we're doing this Indiegogo launch, and then we'll be doing Fund My Comic, and then we'll be doing Kickstarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the other cool thing that we're doing with this is our stretch goals are active throughout all of these campaigns. So wherever they're unlocked, they applied to all. And rather than doing tchotchke-based stretch goals on this, we're investing the stretch goals into the actual quality of the book. So, like, our first stretch goal was we turned our main cover by Dean James into a UV spot gloss, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then our second stretch goal is we are going to be taking the second cover by Rini Strachowski and making it a lava holofoil. And then the third stretch goal, which we have a cover by Eder Macias, who did Spider-Man Last Hunt, and Avery Ferdinand, who is a fantastic indie colorist. We have their cover will be upgraded to a silver holofoil. And then the final cover, Michael Bancroft, will be upgraded to a if I can talk, a rainbow foil treatment at 12.
Okay. Yes. Cool.
So long as we hit all of those, everybody gets the upgraded covers, and it will only be for people who back while each of these campaigns are live.
Right. Oh, that's cool. That's a brilliant idea. I haven't seen anyone do that before.
Well, it's all about trying new things, and I'm really excited at the feedback. And it's like, the other cool thing is that if you like all the tchotchkes and stuff, we have a tier that has like all of that stuff, right? Like, we have our collector box, which comes with a t-shirt and the Embrace sticky hand and the standee and a mini print gallery and all the
Right.
covers of the book and a copy of the first book. Like we have that available, so that way the people that actually want that extra stuff, well, there you
Mhm.
go. That's how you can go get it. You go and you buy the big collector box thing and you get all that stuff. If
Right.
you
Right.
don't want any, if you just want your book and everything like that, well, you back the campaign, you get the physical book and a digital, and you're good. And we also have like a really cool glow in the dark edition of the book. That's limited to, we're only making 50 of them across all of the
Mm.
campaigns. And that one, we've got the cover done by Shelby Robertson. It's this beautiful, like Frank Miller style black and white cover that we've turned into glow in the dark.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love all of that. So the I mean, I definitely have some foil covers in my collection. Um, I was collecting. You couldn't avoid them. Um, is that something that you've always liked in comics?
I mean, foil covers are really cool. I think that, you know, me personally, it just depends on like what type of foil it is. Like, because like it honestly
Mm-hmm.
depends on like what type of foil pattern is used. Does it actually enhance the cover or does it just make it look weird? Right. Like,
Right.
but like I'm all down for them. I fell way more in love with them when I actually started doing my own books. And for the first campaign that I did, our stretch goal was we turned well, it was literally for funding, we turned everyone's copy of the book got turned into a holofoil, right? And
Right.
so like seeing, I think we used magma was the pattern we used on that cover, and it was just drop dead gorgeous. And I was like, yeah, okay, I fucking love this. And so like I love doing those holofoil variants and stuff like that, and I like, and I think that the big thing about indie comics is that we're pushing a boutique style product,
Right.
and that's part of why we have to like at the end of the day we're doing this on our own, so we're charging a higher price point because we are trying to make back our overheads and stuff like that.
Right.
um so the best way to make sure that that's worthwhile is to give them the most premier quality book that we can possibly give them while the campaign's live.
Right. No, and that's the funny thing too, right? Because one thing the average person doesn't get is that the overhead is built into the volume of the big publishers. Like they're selling books in volume so they can handle their overhead, whereas smaller
Yeah.
publishers, guys doing it on their own, you have to charge more to cover all your costs. And
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I mean,
but it's good.
there's also those of us who we don't have necessarily the book fully completed. So like a good
Mm,
portion of our funding stuff is making sure that we can complete the damn book and get
right.
it to you guys.
Yes.
So like, and like that's my whole thing, is it's just I love doing this. I want to make sure that I treat my customers as well as I possibly can. And I think that the
Right.
best way to do that, especially at this point where crowdfunding's been going on for like 5 years plus,
Mm-hmm.
as a pretty big thing at this point, everybody's desk drawers is getting filled with tchotchkes. All of their lawn boxes filled with tchotchkes. They're
Yep.
great. They're fun. But I think I can definitely see that there's a bit of fatigue with it at this point. So I want to make sure that what we're doing is
Right.
we're giving people the uh, the best quality product over investing in a bunch of extras that are just going to get shoved away, because like these books could technically be hanging on somebody's wall at some point, right? So
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like I obviously support a lot of campaigns, and I have quite a few little like things that I've gotten from the creators, and it's like, this is nice, but you're right. They're sitting in a drawer, or they're in a long box. Where when somebody just sends me a book and it has like a really great cover, like a beautiful cover, like, oh, I'll hang this up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. Makes a lot of sense. So all right.
Absolutely.
Anything? You got anything else that you're working on? You want to tell people about?
Yeah. Yes, actually. So, on August 8th, a Kickstarter will be launching for a book called Oden. It is published by a Belgian-French Von Desenay publisher, um, by some fantastic French talent, and I am translating it for them to English. So this Kickstarter is for the English edition of the book. I'm very excited to be involved. I was literally what I was working on prior to coming on, and this is why I was a couple minutes late, was translating the book. Like I am 30 pages in. We were initially going to launch in September, and then the publisher was like, I got to go earlier, like in August. And so I was like, oh crap. So I need to go. If you need the print files ready, I need to get started. So like I'm now like halfway through this book, but like drop dead gorgeous, great art, great storytelling. If you like Norse mythology and you like the story of Odin, you're going to get a lot of cake from it. like that's what it is. The artist literally studied at the Walt Disney Animation Institute in Europe.
Oh, cool.
And
right.
Is a artistic advisor for several historical museums throughout Europe. Like brilliant work there. Cool. And then I also launched the sign-up page for the reboot of my series Elysian Fields. So, and we'll be launching that in March. But if you backed the Kickstarter for the Embrace, or if you were signed up on the Embrace 2 pre-launch mailing list, or if you've backed anything Nine Realms in the past, you should have an email or a message on your Kickstarter with the secret tier link to go and get the secret tier for the Embrace 2, which as an add-on, you can add on a 12-page preview of Elysian Fields Reborn, and that preview will be shipping out here in September.
Oh, cool. Cool. That is a nice little bonus as well.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Wow. So we're a little over a half hour at this point. So I asked you this last time, and I know it hasn't been that long, but I'm going to ask you again, the question on, because I love to see if people's answers change, and that is, how do you measure success?
I measure success. I can't even remember what I said last time. I measure success by the growth of a person's audience. I really do think that that's like tangential, right? Like, especially in this industry,
right?
If you're doing stuff right, people are going to come and they're going to love your stuff and they're going to help you spread the word, right?
Right.
And I think that that's the big thing, is if you're seeing your backer count go up each and every campaign, or even if it's just remaining steady and you've just got like a solid 200 backer base that you can pretty much rely on to be there for your stuff,
right?
I'd say that that's a pretty healthy measure of success.
Cool. I like that answer. And of course, besides the link down below that I already have the link for your Indiegogo, but where can people find you online? What's the best place to find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Nine Realms Publishing. That's also where you can find me on Instagram at 9RP Comics. And it is also where you can find me on YouTube, Nine Realms Publishing. On Twitter, at Elysian Fields _0. I do post on there, but I try not to engage a lot over there because it's Twitter and it's awful. But yeah, those are the best ways to get in touch with me.
Cool. All right. Well, that this is a fun conversation. Thank you for coming on, and I guess we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, as for those watching, as always, thanks for watching. Don't let your cape caught in the door. See you next time.